7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Weeby Tailing. I'm Capt Eric Hasty, and this is
John King.
my buddy John King. Always so excited to be here. We're going to have a really good show tonight. We've got the one, the only, Captain Dan Clymer, grouper, slayer, fisherman extraordinaire. How's that sound?
Crystal River bottom killer.
I like that too.
Reef thief.
The reef thief.
They're not really reefs, though. It's more like the rock.
Yeah, that may stick.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, like I said, we're going to have a good show tonight. We're doing something new, or we're trying something new. You know, for you tailors, we like to try and keep it mixed up. We're shooting in beautiful downtown Inglis, Captain's Cove, as usual. We are. But we could actually be surfing Jacksonville Beach.
So we're going live
You
in
know,
Jacksonville
we
Beach.
could.
That's not me, because I can't surf, so we know that ain't me.
We could be in Shell Island. You know, that's where are we?
Are you sure that's not the back of Dump Road there?
No, that's Shell Island.
Oh,
I
okay.
took the picture.
Oh, okay.
It's my picture. I know.
Oh, you know where it's at. It's not a stolen picture.
Not at all. Not at all.
So the no-see-ums get you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, no, it was in the middle of the day. Sun was still out. You
Yeah.
know, so trying some new stuff. So if things don't look quite right, or things look a little bit different tonight, you know, holler, let us know, you know, because it's different.
Trial and error.
Yeah, but we're trying to keep it mixed up, try to keep everybody interested. As Dan was saying earlier, it was almost a year ago that he was here, you know, the first time. So, yeah,
It's been a year.
Halloween, almost. You know,
We
so
made it a year.
we have been not quite, but
Oh,
we've almost made it a year.
We've almost made it a year.
So that's cool. But we don't want to ramble too long because we want to get Dan out here.
That's right.
So let's get through what we've got to get
We
through.
need knowledge.
So, Captain's Cove, they basically, tournament's over, redfish thing's over. First place went to Jack, second place went to Grant, third place went to Scotty. Kids division, Malachi first, looks like a Spencer in second. Third place was Vincent, fourth place was Will. So congratulations to all the boys and girls right there. That was good for them. Captain's Cove, that was like the 11th time he's done this. You know?
He gives away some pretty dang good prizes,
He
too, for
does.
this deal.
He does. You
It's
know,
worth it to get in it when he does it.
Oh, I just realized. I said, you know.
Uh-oh.
Apparently.
Stop saying
Yeah,
that.
I'm trying. Apparently, you can play a drinking game off of the many times I say,
You're not
you know.
allowed to say you know, and I'm not allowed to say boys and girls.
Or what was the other one? No,
This is the
not
real
that one.
deal? I don't say that.
And whatnot. And what we're not allowed to say and whatnot.
Oh,
we really have to
okay,
watch
so
our.
we've been banned from 3 things.
So we've really got to watch what
We
we're
have
doing.
critics.
But let's, John, let's take a look here real quick. Let's see who's joined us, who's having fun with us. Oh my goodness, I can't even get that to move. All right, so I see Leon's there. I saw him earlier. He bought a shirt. Sarah, Mike, Jim, James is there. What's up, Kenneth? We see you, bud. Good evening, Jesse. We see you there. We got Eric's on. Janot, Sean's there. Mike Dunning, Tracy. Got Misty's there. Paul's there. What's up, buddy? Skip. We got a Jeff, Carrie.
Is anybody out there really surfing in the Jacksonville surf?
Probably right about now, I would imagine, with the storm
If you're
just
really
kind of
good,
passing
you can
by.
watch as you're surfing.
Yeah. What's up, Jace? We see you there. Denny's on. What's up, buddy? All right. And they just keep on coming. What's up, Bobby? We see you there, bud. So we got the people. We've got the talent. Let's get to it. All right. So tomorrow night, Blackwater Fishing Club. It's time for the meeting. So 7 o'clock, Blackwater Fishing Club meets at the Blackwater Grill, Yankeetown, upstairs, 7 o'clock. Should be a good time. I'm going to be there. You going to be there, John?
I'm going to be there.
I think we're fishing it this time.
I think we're
I mean, unless something changes, I think I get to fish it.
Yeah.
Because it's been slow. It's been slow for a while. Let's see here. Speaking of tournaments and such, that's a doozy.
That's a good one.
That's a good one right there.
Yeah.
You know, so Saturday, September 14th, the Plantation Redfish Classic. How long have you been doing that, John?
I think 3 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, fourth year,
Yeah.
going on the fourth year. So
that's
pretty awesome.
You won that once?
Yeah,
yeah.
Cassie, Nelson, me, and Missy. Nelson and Missy caught two really. I mean, we literally hammered the reds. We caught so many reds it wasn't even funny. And Nelson and Missy got two really, really nice reds, and we ended up having one pass away and lost 6 ounces and still managed to win it, which was pretty darn good. So we'll see if we can't do something again this year because we can't wait. It's going to be a very fun tournament. So all you guys get out there, join that tournament. It's going to be a good one.
You could do it.
You can do it.
You
That's
can
gonna be,
do it.
They put on a real good show there and a real good deal, and it's a good place.
Would it be the real deal?
I can't say that. It's going to be an awesome tournament.
So guys, the brand new Coastal Anglers are out. Stop by, get your Coastal Angler. Lots of good tips and tricks and information in there. Man, John, we're to the share and win already. We are moving right along.
We're rolling right along.
Rolling right along.
When we push it, push it.
Push it. All right, so Taylor's, we didn't hit our magical 300 number.
Yep.
We're just going to come out and say it. We didn't hit the magical 300 number. So we had to come up with something different.
Yeah.
But it's still not that bad.
It's not.
Yep.
What happened?
Miss Producer, Stacy, can you hand me that bag on the freezer over there, please?
It's a bag.
It's a bag.
We're giving him a bag.
No, the plastic bag.
Oh.
Yeah. The names are in the plastic bag.
Oh,
there we go.
It's a
drawing.
I was going to say, why do they want to win a bag full of that?
Yeah. So John, what are they winning? They're what did you decide? We're giving them a fishing pole? Is that what we're doing?
Sure, why not?
Doing the
If
old
you can't
fishing
win a
pole?
trip fishing with us, then dadgummit, we'll give you a pole so you can go catch your own darn fish.
An Andy.
Yeah, and this goes today with Dan being here in grouper. I decided to give up a nice bottom fishing grouper pole. Look at that bad boy.
Woo.
How can you beat that? The old grouper fishing pole.
There you go. I like it. It's an Andy.
Onde.
Andy.
That's
I
your
like
big
it.
grouper way.
Yep. All right. Put that thing down. You're making a shadow because you can't see me. You know.
I'm blocking you?
These are the faces of the show.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So I think did you draw last time or did I draw last time?
I think you broke the dreams.
I broke
of
the
people
dreams.
last
All right.
time.
Well, I'm gonna break. We're gonna do a little drawing.
Oh,
Again,
you're
this
going
is
to do
not
that again?
This is not for the win.
Don't do that. That
This is not
so
for the
bad.
win.
That is so bad when you do that.
This is just to let
This
people
just
know they're in
show
there.
that we're not cheating
Yeah.
and we got everybody's name in there.
So, Kyle Fitzgerald,
You did not win.
you did not win, but
This
your
is
name
so
is in
wrong.
the hat.
I had nothing to do with this, I'm telling you. I tell him not to do it.
Yep. Danny Pearson,
Yep. You didn't
name
win.
is in the hat.
You didn't win. Oh, man.
Paul Bates.
Paul Bates,
Your name is in the hat.
But you ain't no winner
But
yet.
you're not the winner.
You could be, but you're not yet.
All right.
Shake, shake, shake it.
Oh, the anticipation. I know everybody's at home, having a cold beer going, I wish they'd just draw my name. All right, John.
I'm going to break somebody's heart. I got to be the heartbreaker. Let's
Grab
get
one.
real in
Grab
there.
one, only one.
All right, I got one.
All right.
Dun, dun. The
Tonight's-
suspicion is great.
Tonight's big fishing pole winner. What the-
Keith Boardman.
There you go.
Keith Boardman.
Yep, that kind of is coming. Oh, they must have got sticky on there. There you
Keith
go.
Boardman is the winner.
There you go.
You get a Andy rod.
That'll go to their sunken boat this weekend.
That's
Katie Joe's.
Katie Joe's,
other piece, half,
That's
whatever
that's
they
the
are
partner in
nowadays.
fishing and crime right there.
you go. So there you go. So
He said Katie Joe's tacos were better than my tacos. I said blasphemy.
okay.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
He said that she can make better tacos than me, and I guarantee you my fish tacos were way
Lord.
better.
Well, guys, we like to share and win.
Yeah.
We do. And girls, Taylors, we like to share and win.
Mm-hmm.
We got
We got
an awesome thing to give away next go round.
Oh boy.
We've got
just how awesome is it, Eric?
We've got Ken from Ken's Custom Hammered Steel. That's a mouthful, but go check out his Facebook
Ken's
page.
Custom Hammered Steel.
Ken's Custom Hammered Steel. Go check this guy's page out. We're giving away
A piece of steel?
a piece of steel.
Wow.
This, and I don't even know if we can get the whole thing in here. It's so big. But this is a nice pounded out steel 42-inch replica. Oh, this thing is huge. Huge. We're giving this thing away. Over the course of 3 episodes, we will do the share and win. Basically, just like we've been doing, share the episode. At the end of the 3 episodes, we'll take everybody's name, put it in a bag, put it in a hat, and we will draw for that.
Can I quit so I can play?
That is something nice. I mean, this thing.
I would like to win that.
These things are high dollar.
Can I quit?
And
See
Ken,
you in 3 weeks?
Ken has been nice enough to donate this to the show.
That's an East Coast red, right?
That's
Is
something
that a
nice.
Gulf Coast red?
That is
looks
nice.
more like an East Coast red to me.
But what we're going to do, we're just going to show a real quick video here of Ken actually making this actual fish.
Awesome.
You know, so let's see. There we go. So here he goes. He's going to town on it right here. I imagine this is in his shop.
So he's doing
You know, he's coloring. Now he's cutting. You
Is that
know,
leather?
you know. No. That's the metal.
the actual steel?
That's the steel. So
Wow.
he's hammering now. You know. Well, I mean, this is in time lapse, right? he's really not that fast.
He's
you know.
pretty fast.
But
Look at him go.
yeah, so I mean, there's some talent, you know, that goes into doing this, and some time. And like I said, he's got this going, you know, 90 miles a minute right here. But you know, that is just
And
amazing.
he just gave this up for us to give away to these tailors.
I mean,
amazing.
Like I said, it is. He's the man.
That's pretty
But I
amazing.
mean,
Wherever you go.
he does everything from the pounding to the airbrushing. I mean, this thing is fantastic. So guys, again.
Better share to win that.
Who
doesn't want that?
That is that's
pretty amazing.
That's neat. So
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
So
So who doesn't want to win that?
people are stepping up. You know, all kind of people. We're getting phone calls now. We're getting you know all kind of people wanting to do things with the show. So guys, we
That's
appreciate it. Taylor's, you know, it's all because of you guys. You guys have kept us here. Like I said, Dan said we've almost been doing this a year. You know, so. That's every Wednesday
We
night
won
for a
through
year. Yeah. But you haven't made us go away.
Maybe it was your nose that did it.
It could have been.
Now we can't stop him then because that. Wait a minute now. We've been doing your nose for a long time, and we're just going to cease and desist them. That might be the whole deal.
Before the you knows, it was
Oh yeah, well we don't do the but the
So-
nose are better than the
The you knows are better than the odds, but I don't like either one of them. You know.
You know.
There it is. You know, there it is. Once. So you know, we got to get out of that habit.
Well, look here, boys and girls. You can win that nice thing if you share to win. Bingo.
Bingo was his name.
B-I-N-G-O.
That was a very nice, you know,
That
thing
was
to
a
give away.
nice
So
man.
again,
These people are stepping
Ken's
up.
Custom Hammered Steel. Take a look at his page. He's got an awesome turtle on there. He's got a trout. He's got all kind of critters on there that he's been making. So
Wow.
the man's very talented. Check it out. He's got a lot of followers. Hopefully some of them are watching him tonight because he did post on his site that, hey, you know, if you want to win this thing, check us out. So that's what it's going to take to win it. You got to share the episodes, you know, this one, the next one, and the
Get your
following
name
one.
in the bag.
And then you could get in the drawing to be a winner.
And you get to draw the heartbreaker on that one because I did this one.
Ooh, man. Can you imagine not getting your name drawn? The first go rounds on that one? Oh, that's good.
I don't know. I've never won anything on the show.
That's going to sting. So guys, trying
Oh, man.
to get right along right here.
Oh, man.
It's time for the belt.
We have a winner.
Did
Butch.
hold on?
Yep.
Did he hold on? Oh, Butch. I don't think you held on, Butch.
Got the belt handed to him
Butch.
by a girl. A girl whipped Butch's redfish Heidi.
Butch, you got beat by a girl. But that's not saying
man.
much. Everybody got beat by a girl.
Well, that's
You
true.
know, so that's,
Not just Butch.
you know what? Just
Everybody
Butch.
got beat by a girl.
Maya come
But
through.
this girl knows how to fish.
33.5-inch redfish. She's no stranger to big fish.
Nope.
You know,
No,
she
they're
is
constantly doing this every week in her and soccer team.
she has done her due diligence. So
A fishing machine.
She is the first belt winner Weeby tailing.
So we have a woman, first belt winner, big redfish, and Maya.
She's a double threat because
She's
I
a
think
snook fishing
I
machine.
think she will be in the running for the snook this month.
Oh boy, she can go
And
back to back belt holder.
There she is, flaunting the belt.
Look
so
at that.
That is,
It's gonna be. She doesn't look like she's ready to just relinquish that belt. The way she's
She
on
might
that.
be a two-time
belt
belt
back
winner. You know, so that's there it was again. Dang it! I tried not to say it. I did.
Oh
I'm
man,
catching myself.
You know you gotta stop saying that. You know you gotta stop.
So that was cool. You know, she might be the two-time because she catches big snook. She does. That's awesome. You know, so let's see where are we at, John. We did a little fishing, but before we get to that, guys, it's snook. Send us snook pictures.
Yeah,
I know people caught some snook this week. It was a little, you know, not everybody went fishing.
It was a little windy,
but it was
a little rough.
It was a little rainy. But I know I caught a small snook. I know they're out there.
I caught a 28-incher.
I had something spool me. I don't know what it was.
It was a snook.
I had the John Spoolage.
It was a 50-pound snook.
The John Spoolage.
He was leaving the quadrant.
It was in your spot where the manatee comes to see you.
Did you know what kind of fish it was? See how I threw that in there?
I think it was a manatee.
You think it was a manatee? I don't know. Manatee, that's pretty fast. That was an awful fast manatee.
It was not a manatee.
Mm-hmm.
But we went out, John, Saturday. Got you were nice enough to take us out on your boat, which you know was a blast. Your boat's too small for my big head.
It hits your head. It hits his head on the T-top.
Yep. So you got a nice red.
Yep.
Stacy was the flounder queen this go around. She had some nice flounder. And I did catch, you know, that was a nice sized bull right there, 31-inch bull. Again, I'm a giant, so I can dwarf fish. That's just how it
It
goes.
was really 31. We put him on the stick, even with your 6'5" ass.
Yeah. But like I said, I can dwarf a
Damn
fish.
giant, making my fish on my spots look small. Eric Hasty.
But you went out again, I think the following day with Missy.
Absolutely.
And creamed them. She had a nice red there, nice trout.
We had snook, reds, trout, mangroves, flounder. We had everything you could catch. Even caught a bunch of pompano permit in the net.
You followed, insane. Yep, you followed. You know, you followed up right behind her. You know, so that was nice. Nothing to shake a stick at there. Let's see. I rolled out with old Stacy there, and
Did you go back and catch the same red in the same spot or the same spot?
What is funny is that flounder is actually from the same spot, so that could have been the same flounder. I don't know.
Hungry flounder.
But no, this red was caught at a different spot.
Oh, okay.
But it was about the same size.
He could have traveled over there.
He could have.
He's
It could have been
year round.
Could have been the same red, but you know,
We have Taylors as fans. He's a Taylor.
Probably. We did see some Taylors out there, as a matter of fact. You know, so that was cool. We had a lot of people waving at us. You know, so I like that. You know, I think we even had one shoot us a bird.
Yep, he did. I tried to tell Stacey that dude shooting us birds. She's like, "Oh, he's waving." I'm like, "That is not a wave.
He was
If
giving
it's
us
a
a
wave,
wave.
it's a French Italian style wave. It's like unlike any other wave I've ever seen because it wasn't the peace sign. It was missing this finger right here.
He was. How y'all doing?
Yeah, up yours. I mean, okay.
Oh, we got a kick out of it though.
So it was funny.
So John, let's get into some weeby tailing.
Okay.
Or, I mean, spotted by. Yeah, which is part of weeby tailing. That's part of the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got Tough right here. We spotted him. I think the comment said that this was his very first redfish, so that was cool. And then we've got Jeff. We spotted Jeff right there. We see Jeff around quite a bit, so it was nice to see. That's a good sized trout.
That's a good size trout. Look at the belly on that thing.
And then, you know, with these guys, you know, love them to death, but I don't ever know if that's Bob or Steven. Do you know?
No. But he's got a nice kingfish.
He does.
They're twins. They're hard to tell apart.
Yep. So
And they pet dolphin.
And they did that too, but I think they're on vacation,
Yeah, they're
maybe
in Destin.
Destin or something
Yeah.
like that. You know, so they got us some nice
The
fish.
dolphin up
you know,
there are
so.
very pettable. I petted them when we were in Destin last year. They came right up to my boat at 7 mile an hour and they were letting me pet them. It's crazy up there.
Yeah.
Beautiful place up there, by the way.
So that's you know, that's just different, you know. So there was again. God, I gotta stop it.
Stop
I gotta stop it. It's killing me. so spotted by real quick. We try to push through that as fast as possible. If you keep in mind, the first time Dan was on the show, we'd almost be ending the show right now. That's back when we were really trying to keep the show 20 minutes long, and here we are right at 20 minutes.
And we still ain't seen Dan.
And we still haven't seen Dan.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show Dan's going to have a lot to talk about.
Yep.
It's going to go long.
Yep.
If you need a bathroom break, go now while we're setting up for Dan.
Yeah. Go to the bathroom, drink a beer, have a Coke.
There you go. But ladies and
Dan's
gentlemen,
got a lot to say.
it is time for
welcome
Dan the
Dan.
Man, the Reef Slave.
Reef
Thief.
Thief.
Yeah, there
Clymer.
you go. Here we go.
Dan the Reef Thief Clymer.
Come on in here, Dan. All right. Scoot it on in, move it on over. All right.
Welcome back, Cotter.
Let's get Dan in here, and bam! Look, there
is
he
he there?
That's right.
Is that
Welcome
Dan?
back, man. That's what I'm talking about. Dan in the house.
Seen a lot of you guys lately. I like it. It's good.
Well, we
The Top
saw you.
House tournament.
Yeah.
Big seminar at Gander last Tuesday.
Yeah,
Turned
yeah.
out really good. Talked for about an hour and a half. You can believe it. I can't
Yeah.
rambled on that long. But
You
guys
did.
supported
It was
me.
You did.
It was
actually
good.
a very good
Lots of
seminar.
good information.
That was awesome
It
information.
Got a lot of good feedback from everybody. I really enjoyed it, and I appreciate y'all coming out today that came. And I enjoy doing this stuff. I love helping anybody that I can in fishing, and
That's our favorite
it's been
thing
good
to
to
do.
me. And if I can help you guys in any way catch a few more fish, that's good for me and good for you. Makes me happy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I
Well-
appreciate y'all having me again.
Well, we're happy to have you. And like I said, you pointed out it was almost a year ago, not quite, but almost a year ago that you were here last time. And we were in our infant stages. And, you know, it didn't look as good as it does now, I think. The sound was horrible. It was
lights
just, it
were
just,
horrible.
yeah, just.
It was beginning of something.
Wow. But here we are almost a year later. Like John said, through attrition, we've
Yep.
can't say we've made it, but we've got tailors now. People wave to us; they know who we are.
Yeah,
So,
it's kind of crazy.
so I like it. You know, it's cool.
Good for
It's
our,
cool.
good for our
But
community. I know they do this stuff down south,
Yeah.
and it's good for Citrus County and keeps everybody in the loop. What's going on?
Yeah.
It's a good thing. You guys
The
do a great
north
job.
will rise again.
That's right.
I don't think we're very
the
far
secret
north.
nature
We're kind
coast.
of in the middle.
Yeah.
The Gulf Coast will stay risen.
Yeah. But Dan, what we've got you here to talk about is good old shallow water group.
My favorite, yes.
You've been fishing for these for
Since I
I
started,
don't know.
actually in seventh grade in 1991 was my when I first got my first taste of shallow water grouper fishing. I went with the pioneer of it in this area, in my opinion, is Greg Martin, Grouper Greg. We used to actually go out of John Brown Trail Park there in Ozella in a 16 Silver King skiff, and we
killed it.
We killed it back in the day, man. It was really, really good. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm 40 something now, but I started back in seventh grade. Been doing it a long time, and it's the one fish out there that fuels me. That I really, really like to get after. You know, of course, I do trout, redfish, snook, tarpon, fly fishing, May and June. If it swims out there inside 30 foot of water, I target it. But grouper is the one thing that really, really gets me going. I like the fight. They eat good. Everybody loves grouper. It just takes a couple fish to make the day.
Oh yeah.
You get a fish a person, that's a lot of meat. Everybody's happy. They're having grouper for dinner. They pull hard. And the biggest thing for me that I really, really like about grouper fishing is always finding that next spot. As much as I've been doing this, I do almost 260 days a year. This is my 22nd year having my captain's license and my 13th year doing this full time. Like I said, doing about 260 days a year. I still find new spots, which is hard to believe, but
You got a bunch. You got a bunch of numbers.
I got a bunch of numbers in that GPS, and it's
So
full.
tell them about that magical spot square.
Yes, absolutely. So I always like to say, if you're looking for grouper, we are blessed in our area from basically Bayport, Chaswisca South, to right here, Yankeetown, the intake canal, the barge canal, where the barges come into the power plant. If you were to draw a imaginary line, if you go out the intake canal to the barge canal, out to the 8300 line, and you go south 20 miles, go to Bayport, cut back to the east, that box is your plethora. You like that word?
I do.
That's
Plethora
one of
of
my
knowledge
words.
for grouper bottom. We have wrecks, we have ledges, we have rocks, we have springs, we have caves, we have cracks, we have airplanes. Very few people know we have a few airplanes out there.
Yeah.
We have, all kind of good bottom. You can target these fish trolling, bottom fishing, casting plugs. We just started September. I always like to say September kicks off our grouper season. Days are getting shorter. Not necessarily the Gulf has cooled down much, but with the days getting shorter, these fish know to start migrating inshore. So as this month progresses, it's only going to get better and better. And as we get a couple cold fronts, more and more fish are going to be coming inshore. They become a lot more aggressive. And the big thing is, even though we've had this hurricane on the East Coast, which God bless everybody that's been through that, I feel horrible for them. We have had an east wind for going on almost 5 or 6 days now. So that east wind we've had, even though it's not the best for the inshore guys, the redfish, but it blows all that floating grass out of here.
Yep.
So it's time to start trolling your favorite plugs. So trolling time is pretty much right now. I like to typically start around October 15th, being stone crab traps are out there. The traps are out there. They got all that bait in there. That's almost acts as free chum for us guys that like to grouper fish.
Oh yeah.
So it gets the fish fired up. They're putting the traps over good hard bottom. Now be mindful when you're out there trolling to take note which way the string is going so you don't snag everybody's traps and get the stone crabbers upset. So when you're going here, you don't want to be trolling this way when the line's going this way. You want to be on this side of it. So kind of be mindful of doing that. But they put a lot of those traps over the good hard bottom, and that's a good indication where to start dragging your plugs. Since I have this one in my hand right now, I'm a big Rapala fan, Rapala. The X-Raps, X-Rap 20s is what I typically like to use in about 17 to 18 foot of water out to about 25, 28 foot of water. These dudes right here are your guy. Get a couple bright colors, orange, fire tiger, chartreuse, get a couple naturals. Bunker, this is my absolute #1 favorite right here. If I had to pick one grouper color or plug to fish the rest of my life on, this would be the dude right here. Bunker.
Bunker.
Blue mackerel. Grab that one there for me, John. That's just another good one. That color, just a couple good natural colors, and these will get you going. Rapalas. Why I like these plugs. There's a lot of companies out there. I'm not bashing anybody. It's like people drive Fords, Chevys, GMCs, whatever. It's what you like. I like these because you can spend almost 20 bucks on one of these lures, tie it on, and it's going to run true. You spend $18 on some of these competitor plugs, and you're spending 20, 30 minutes of your day trying to tune the thing to run straight.
You're throwing your money
You're
away.
throwing your money away. Well, they work, they will. If you want to take the time to do that, that's your job. That's your deal. But if you want to tie a lure on, go fishing, have good quality product, good hardware that puts off a lot of vibration, these are your guy. So like I said, 15 to 25, 28 foot of water, X-Rap 20s. For the little bit shallower stuff, I fish, my range that I fish is pretty much 5 foot of water to maybe 30, 32 foot. I don't like to go any further than that. That's a long boat ride. I got a single engine boat, and I like shallow water grouper. 30, 32 foot of water and shallower is my deal. When I'm fishing 10 to 15, 17 foot of water, when I'm trolling, I like these CD 14 Rapalas. There again, good hardware, good strong O-rings. They run true every time. I really like them a lot. Something else I like about these lures, these two. I'm not a big fan of rattles. My opinion is rattles catch fishermen, they don't catch fish. I want you all that are watching this tonight, next time you grab a pinfish, I want you to shake him and tell me what happens. He's going to sound a whole lot like this. Oh, look at that. There you go. He's not going to make any noise.
Yep.
Whether it works or not, I have a lot of confidence in it. I don't like a rattling plug. That's why I have a lot of confidence in these F18 plugs, these CD14 plugs. They put off a lot of vibration. The grouper feel them, they come up and whack them. So 10 to 15, 17 foot of water, CD14 Rapalas. Also 10 to 17, 18 foot of water. Another good plug to use is also the F18 Rapalas. I like these because you can cast with them if you're wanting to approach the shallow rocks and cast plugs on the rocks. These work very, very, very well. And then you can also troll them as well. You just have to let a little bit more line out. I like to use 65-pound test braid, attach it with a spider hitch. Well, I'll show you how to do that in a second. 60-pound fluorocarbon leader with a loop knot, and that's your setup. You can cast with it, you can troll with it. It's very, very, very simple. And these float, which is nice. So, you know,
If one was to come loose, you might be able to get it.
Or get broke off by somehow, or you know, whatever happens, these float. But these are really, really good up to almost 20 foot of water. And then from deeper on like that, I said the X-Rap 20s. And then if you want to go 28 foot, 30 foot or deeper, X-Rap 30s. And then they also have some other plugs out there, but that's out of my realm, so I don't do that.
Big lip.
But these are the guys you want to be using. I like to attach those guys with a spinning reel. I use a spinning reel. A lot of people use conventional reels. Why do I use a spinning reel? Spinning reels, in my line of work, are very user friendly. Giving the average guy a conventional bait casting style reel and saying, "Here, pitch that plug out," as I'm driving the boat, what's going to happen? Backlash.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Uncle Captain Dan doesn't turn very nice when that happens. I don't like that. I like to use spinning reels. You can cast with them. They're user friendly. All you have to do is flip the bail open, peel the line off, let it go, click it, and you're fishing. Watching your rod tip vibrating, letting you know that plug's clean, and you're in business. Also, another good thing about a spinning reel is when you're trolling for grouper, a lot of times when you hook up with a fish, as you're reeling that fish in, a lot of other fish will follow that fish up to the boat. I don't know if you guys probably experienced that as you're reeling in a fish, you're looking down, it's like, oh my goodness. You can have that other rod reeled in or have one ready to go, pitch it out in a hurry, crank it, bam, you can get a double. Try doing that with a conventional reel. You can't do it. So it's everything's in your favor. It makes it good. Like I said, 65-pound braid, pretty tight drag. You don't want it screwed down all the way like you do for bottom fish. You want to have a little bit of give because the boat's going this way, the fish is coming this way. You don't want to rip your O-rings out and the hook out of the fish. So you need to have a little bit of give, and do that. So that'll work for you real good. So trolling rod, spinning rod, 65-pound braid. What I like to do is I like to attach that with a spider hitch. Why do I use a spider hitch? What is a spider hitch? A spider hitch is a poor man's bimini twist. When you're using braided line, it has zero stretch, correct?
No stretch.
So there's absolutely no sense in tying a bimini twist. You tie a bimini twist to double your line, but it also creates, a little forgiveness. Kind of bungee cords affects your line for shock absorber. In braided line, you don't have that. All you have is your drag or your rod tip. That's your only shock absorber. So with this, for doubling your line to your leader under a heavy load, if I was to go straight 65-pound braided line to 60-pound test fluorocarbon leader under a heavy load, you hook a big fish or snag the bottom. It doesn't happen all the time, but that braided line can actually cut the knot on your
Saw
leader.
right through it.
And I'm not a fan of swivels and all that. I like to, be my own fault. I like to be my own worst enemy. I want to do my knots and do that. And also you can reel the knots up into your guide or your rod for casting purposes, and you're not dealing with that big bulky swivel, which is no good. So I want you to get away from that. But basically all you're doing is I'm going to use this little piece of string. You're going to take your main braided line, your 65-pound braided line. You're just going to make a little bitty loop over your thumb like that, and start at the back end of your thumb and go forward. I want you to do it 5 times. With this twine, I'm only going to do it 3. I don't have a lot of room to work with. But you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then you take that little tag end right there and go through the hole you made, and you're going to pull nice and slow. 1, 2, 3. Follow that down, marry it up, whammo. You have a loop. You have a double line. And this is very effective for, really, I use it just about for anything braided line, because braided line, I love it. It's small diameter, it's strong. Like I said, tarpon fishing, cobia, grouper, anything big snook. I use 40-pound leader for snook and 10-pound braid. If you tie 10-pound braid to 40-pound leader with just a uni knot, you try that one time. Pull it real quick, it'll pop. It'll pop.
Right
you do this double line like this, it'll save you a lot of headaches.
A lot of heartbreak too.
Absolutely,
big fish.
Absolutely. So you double your line, then you just treat this as your uni knot, and you're in business. So
I started using that since we had the meeting at Gander. I've started using this, and that's it. I'm using it.
It's
Missy tied it at the house and got it right because I couldn't tie it. But if you noticed, I was paying attention to Dan while I was tying it. But Missy did tie it right, and now it's on every one of my rods. So I will not use it. Thank you for the tip.
Yeah, it's easy to tie. Rewind the video when it's all said and done. You can watch it over and over again.
Call me anytime. I'll be happy to meet you. I fish pretty much out of the plantation most of the time. Anybody have any questions on rigging and stuff, message me. I'll be happy to show you some knots in person if you want.
I'll just bring you all my rods.
There you go.
Dan, tie these.
To attach, so we got our braided line to a bimini twist. We did a uni to our leader. A couple 3 feet of 60-pound is all you need. It's really all you need. And then attaching your leader to your plug. Don't do a fisherman's knot. Don't do a uni knot. You want to have a loop knot. You want to have that plug having a lot of extra action. There's a couple different loop knots to use. I'm going to show you the most easiest, simplest loop knot you're ever going to want to tie. This is actually called the mirror lure loop knot. I learned this from the mirror lure guys back 30-something years ago. They used to put it on the package. I don't even know if they do it anymore. But all you do is actually, John, I'm gonna have you hold this for me. So
Okay.
this
I
is
can
my,
do that.
that's my pinfish hook. So.
All right. Whoa, man, you're using some big pinfish.
That's right.
Dude, where do you get those from?
So I take my 60-pound leader. I do an overhand knot in it. Everybody has an overhand knot. I want you to go through your hook or your plug per se. Go back through the hole that you made. Pull it down to about where you want it. Tighten it up a little bit, and then all you have to do is just put an overhand knot on top of this guy. And guess what?
Bingo.
You're in business. So this knot is perfect for 20-pound leader, 20-pound fluorocarbon, up to 60. It'll hold 100%. It's a very, very effective loop knot. When you get in the heavier stuff from 80-pound to, I use basically 130-pound for all my bottom fishing for grouper, 130-pound leader. It's good stuff.
Heavy duty.
You
Yeah.
don't lose the fish.
Yeah.
Doing that knot is a little tricky. So when I'm attaching 130-pound test leader to my bottom fishing circle hook, 80-pound test or heavier, folks, 80-pound, 100, 120, 130. This is the easiest knot. This is as easy as it gets. Everybody's familiar with the fisherman's knot, the clinch knot. All you have to do, I learned this from Bill Miller a long time ago. We used to do TV shows years ago down, and he used to come up here from Tampa, and he actually taught me this years ago. But it's a 3-turn. Go through your bait. Go through your hook. Go 1, 2, 3. You go through. You pull it down. That's
Just like that.
That's
Just
it.
like
It's
that.
easy. That's
Bingo.
all you need. Cinch it down and always moisten your knots. I always like to tell people doing that
Yeah.
because with the friction of you heating it up will dampen the
Yeah.
the poundage of your line. So always get your knots good and wet before you cinch them down like that. But a 3-turn clinch knot for using 80 to 130, 100-pound test line, that's all you need. That's your guy. So hope this is making some sense for y'all. So hope
That's
that
the
helps you a
loop,
little
the
bit.
loop knot that he just told you about.
Doesn't
I
get
started
easier than
using that probably 5 years ago. I quit using swivels. I line to line, loop knot. I'm telling you, I guarantee you I improved my catch by 75%. And that's not a joke. I mean, that's straight up listen to what he's telling you, because what he's telling you works. Or he wouldn't bother even be telling you about it, because we want people to catch fish. We enjoy that. I mean, there's nothing better than catching a big fish. I don't care who catches a big fish. I want to see you catch a big fish.
The loop knot I always tied was the Rapala loop knot that was on the package, and his loop knot is
Easier.
superior in every way to that, as far as ease and just power. That's
But I really, really recommend you folks. Like I said, there's a lot of different companies out there, and they work. But get yourself some Rapalas and use them. I'll tell you a short little story. I was sponsored by another company years ago, and we did a grouper trolling. We were doing a photo shoot, and God bless him, I was using his equipment, and I'm going over some of the best bottom out there in the Gulf, guys. Ledges, rocks. I mean, I'm going over some primo stuff, and I'm trolling, and we're not catching any fish. And I'm like to pull my hair out. I'm like, it's gonna be a bad day. And I told the guy, I says, can I please try? I brought my box of goodies here. I said, can I please use your competitor's plug just to see if it works? He's like, yeah, man, go ahead. So I tied on, first pass, doubled up, got our picture fish, swapped the plugs in the fish's mouth.
Oh,
It does happen.
Oh, no.
Did that. Spun back around, doubled up again. We had our limit, and the day was made. But I'm telling you, and that's one instance that I'm telling you, folks, spend the money on the Rapala.
How many years ago was this? A long time ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Phew.
Years ago. Years.
That's an actual, very, very true story. And
The proof's in the pudding.
proof's in the pudding. So spend the money on that stuff. It's good. Something else, real quick, while I'm thinking about it, is when you are bottom fishing for gags, spend the money. This is your lifeline right here. When you're bottom fishing, I'm a mono guy. You talk to a lot of the old timers, a lot of the new guys love using braid bottom fishing, but I like to use mono. Mono gives you a little bit more forgiveness around the rocks. You have a thicker diameter, so if your main line was to nick a rock or the fish gets rocked up,
Still
you
got a
stand
chance.
a very better chance of landing that fish. 80-pound is all you need for these fish here. 130-pound test leader, and if you were to hook a big fish and you're holding on to him, and you can't turn him, let him go in the rocks, and let that line go slack. Fish is going to feel comfortable. Watch your line. When you see that line jump, when you feel that line pump, put the mustard to him and turn him, and he will get out. With this 130-pound test leader, you will not lose fish. There are certain instances where the hook finds the rock, and yes, that's going to happen. But majority of the time, using this good quality, I'm a Seaguar guy, spend the money on good quality hard fluorocarbon leader. This will make or break you grouper fishing. I promise you that. Don't buy the cheap stuff. I'm telling you, spend the money on good stuff, and your catch-up ratio will go catch-up.
Yeah, ketchup.
Your ketchup.
You'll
Your
have more ketchup on the
more
boat.
ketchup.
I like ketchup too, so this is all good all the way around.
Your
You're all
ketchup
about that
Dana
barbecue
ratio
sauce.
will be much better. So do that. And one more thing I'm gonna throw out there real quick while I'm thinking about it is there's a lot of brands of hooks out there. Everybody has their favorites. I started using these guys recently just for the fact that I've read about them. I've heard about them. I was like, man, what's the hype? You know, here you go, almost $15 for a set of hooks.
Yeah.
Let me tell you guys something. These dudes are absolutely insane. I'm not the biggest circle hook fan in the world.
Nope.
But you got to use them, or you got to have them. I'm not using them, but you got to have them. You have them on board. But these guys right here, especially even tarpon fishing, I mostly fly fish for them in May and June. But the few bait fishing trips that I do, these hooks are 100% right here in the button through the upper jaw every single time. Cobia, cobia can be a little bit tricky to hook, with that big rubber lip they have and all. These trocar hooks, guys, are money well spent. I'm thoroughly impressed with these guys. I've used them all. Every brand of hooks that we have, I've used them all. These guys right here are worth every single dime that you spend on them. And I really, really encourage you all to try that.
Yeah,
You'll be absolutely amazed what they do.
they're sharp, and they do catch some
They're
fish.
sharp.
So that's
And they have the right offset. That's the thing. When you look at the offset of that hook, you can tell why it's going to hook up.
Absolutely.
So Dan, what's the biggest grouper you've ever caught out of Crystal
I've
River?
caught 2 fish in just in about 28 foot of water, right around the 42-inch mark. I've caught 2 gags.
Wow,
that,
man.
that was
So-
years ago.
So when you catch a 42-inch fish and you're sitting there and the guys on the boat go, just what the? Because I mean, we're
Pretty
talking
much, you're
about.
grabbing them by the britches.
Yeah,
'cause it's-
I mean, because they'll pull you in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a fish that's just a stud.
Even I use Shimano twin power reels, Shimano Talica. These reels have 50 plus pounds of drag. You, me, Hulk Hogan, Richard Simmons. You physically can't hold a reel that has 50 pounds of drag. You physically can't stay in the boat and do that.
Pull you out of the boat. Yeah.
I like to screw them down pretty tight and then wrap it around my hand a couple times and give it everything I got to have a little bit of go. That's where you want to set your drag. You got to have a little bit of give because the rods can't take 50 pounds of drag. So hooking a 42-inch gag like I've caught in the past, I've caught these fish trolling, by the way. Bottom fishing, I really don't feel you stand a chance turning a fish like that, even with this good equipment these
They're
days.
studs.
If
Oh,
you
yeah.
have everything in your favor, maybe it'll happen. But luckily, the boat's going that way.
You pull them away
He's
from the
coming
rock.
up, grabbing
yeah.
the plug, so you got everything in your favor. Also, speaking while I'm thinking about it, trolling, the magic speed is 4.2 miles per hour. That's your sweet spot. Give or take, a couple cents, up or down. 4.2, I always suggest, is your sweet spot. Always start going with the tide, so you have natural presentation. Sometimes they do like it going against the tide. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Like we're coming into October, November. Once that start cools down, I mean, you can throw
They just want to eat.
you can throw a hot dog out there, they're gonna bite.
What's your magic temp?
68. 68.
Wow.
When it's 68, 68 is those fish become
And they're
hungry. They are absolutely 68.
68 degrees.
That is the magic.
Now, is that trolling or bottom fishing?
That is anything grouper.
Anything grouper.
Casting, trolling,
Anything
bait fishing, bottom
grouper.
fishing. That is the magic.
Awesome.
And typically, all the years I've been doing this, the week of Thanksgiving always seems to be the magic time of year when the big fish show up, or they're biting, they get happy. They're looking for the Thanksgiving dinner too.
So you need to take a day off during Thanksgiving to go grouper fishing or book a charter with these guys and go out there and catch some fish.
Absolutely. That is
It'll
when
be
you want-
time.
That's when you want to make it happen. So that right around the Thanksgiving time frame is your absolute good. And typically those fish will bite till it gets to about 56, 57 degrees. That's about as cold as it gets. Then you're really not going to drop down a plug, and you will catch some fish on dead bait. Cut sardines, cut threadfin herring. But that's usually by the time grouper season ends, which is December 31st. The Gulf's still pretty much where we want it to be. So
I'm going to ask you something. Have you ever gone to a set of rocks with a bucket of chum, drove over the rocks, thrown some chum out, and then come back and roll over? Have you ever done something like that?
I personally have not.
No, you have not? Okay, I've always wondered
I
about that.
anchor up on spots a lot of
And
times.
do a little
Jump.
jump.
I take, buy some threadfin herring, sardines, cut them up in little pieces, and throw them out there, kind of get the bite going.
Yeah.
Definitely want to do that. You can do a chum bag too, and as your anchor up.
With the sharks.
It brings in sharks.
Yeah.
But another thing, Want to think about it?
Yeah,
too?
tell me your secret. That's why I asked. There's
There's
a secret to this. Let's hear it.
I use 2 rods at a time. Whether I have 3 people on board, 4 people on board, when I'm grouper fishing, do 2 rods. You don't want to obliterate these fish with 3, 4 lines going down in the shallow water. Now, deep water, that's not my forte. I don't know. But in the shallow water, just use a rod or 2. Let the fish feel comfortable, and just catch a fish or 2. I like to do 2 and 2. 2 fish off the spot every 2 weeks. I catch 2 keepers, whether they're biting good. It hurts me to do that. These fish have to last me, 5 months, 6 months. So 2 fish off the spot, boom, go to another one. 4 or 6 fish, my day's made anyway. So I do that. But another little trick, as I'm doing just 2 rods for bottom fishing, don't be afraid to drop down some shrimp on a jig head or a little knocker rig. Get the grunts going, catch you some mangoes, flounder, sea bass, stuff like that. That will simulate a bite a lot of times. If it is a little bit slow, sometimes that'll get things going in a hurry. All that commotion down there, all that activity, it winds the grouper up. And especially in the deeper water, 20, 25, 28 foot of water in that range, as the grunts are starting to come in, don't hesitate to cut a grunt head off. That is grouper candy. A lot of people know that the grouper fish, but if you catch a smaller size grunt, you don't want a big Mac head grunt. A smaller size grunt, cut them right behind the head on a 45, hook them right in the head on a circle hook, put them on the bottom, put a little bit of slack in your line, hold it or put it in the rod holder, and if there's a big dude down there, he's going to grab it. And that's another thing while I'm thinking about it too, is when you're bottom fishing for grouper, you don't want to have a tight line. You want a little bit of belly in line. You don't want that sinker. You don't want that sinker moving, especially for gags. When they see that sinker bouncing and moving, it shuts them down. The old stories about you hear guys going on head boats, dropping the sinker down, reeling up 3 cranks, doing that. That's folklore. That's just because they don't want their stuff getting hung up.
They don't want to keep your time. Makes sense.
If you want to get the bites and catch the grouper, and if you want to
Give
make
it
it happen,
some bottom.
just let that sinker sit. Have your leader, let that pinfish or that dead bait just sit there doing its thing, and watch your line. You can feel it. Like I said, you're using 80-pound monofilament. It's tough, thick stuff. You're going to feel everything that's going through there. But you'll see that line pop. You'll feel it. Put the wood to him, reel it, and don't stop reeling until he's in the boat.
Yeah,
That's
you
what I tell
can't
people.
give him any
You
slack.
can't
You got to stay on him.
You got to go, and that's really, really important. So
All right, so 4.2.
4.2,
2 rods, trolling.
two
When magical date is around Thanksgiving.
Around Thanksgiving.
You like 68-degree water.
That's the magic.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, what's the strangest fish you've ever caught trolling other than a grouper out there?
Other than a grouper, I have caught one of those. It's not a moray eel, but it's
An eel is?
yeah, one of those spotted eel. Yeah,
So
it's
he
one of those-
ate a trolling lure.
He either ate it or he was hooked in the lip. So
Wow.
so.
Either you were real good or he ate it. Oh, how interesting. We caught a batfish the other day trolling.
Yep.
I have never, and in the lips. So he had to have at least maybe came around, but Missy caught him in the lips.
Absolutely.
I've never seen that before, so it's weird when you're trolling out there. So
All
anybody
right.
got any questions out there for
We
me?
got a couple of questions
All right.
here. This one is from Lewis. He says,
Yes, I do. Tell me.
does he know the harmony part to Jessica?
Those that know me know I play a little guitar. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah, there you go. Let's see. Some of the folks wanted you to tie that knot again, but they can watch it, on the replay. We got to thank you for sharing your wisdom, fishing wisdom there. So
Hold that hook up. I'll do that knot one more time for you guys.
one
Go
more
watch it.
time.
Here goes an
Here's
encore.
here's your simple loop knot. Take your leader, just do an overhand knot in your line. Go through your hook, go through your plug, go through the hole that you made, pull it down to about where you want it. Do a simple overhand knot right on top of it, guys. That's all you got to do. Marry those two together, and you're in business. That's it.
There you go.
That is a awesome,
How about
simple
that?
20 to 60 pound. Like I said.
Hard to beat. That is easy peasy.
It really
After
does.
some
man,
practice,
guys,
but I mean, after the loop knots I've been tying,
this
that one is very simple.
This is real. I'm telling you, your bite ratio. I mean, if you here's one of Dan's plugs right here. So he cut this thing right off, and what is that right there? There's no joke.
It's a loop knot.
There's a loop knot, and boom, I pick up another plug. Holy mackerel!
Look at that.
There's a loop knot. So I mean, it's the real deal. Who would think something so simple? What made you just decide one day to do that? Get rid of the swivels and say, "That's it. I'm done. I'm doing this."
Be honest with you, the plugs weren't running true.
Okay.
I'd buy a good quality lure. Even this back in the day before the Rappalas were before these X wraps came out, I was using the Mans and the old mirror lures and stuff like that, which were good. and they just even those lures wouldn't run true
They
all the
start to
time.
track up like
track
this,
up like that. You
track
put a
up
loop
like
on,
this.
and they turn and
they
they
hit.
turn and go.
Yep.
Another little trick. Thinking of all the stuff I've been doing. trolling. As you're going over a spot, if you're searching bottom, you can put the rods in the rod holder, let them do their thing, let them track. You'll catch plenty of fish that way. But if you're trolling and you're going over a known spot that you fished in the past, a spot that you know produces fish, get that rod out of the rod holder. Put that dude in your hand. Whoever's driving the boat, have him drive the boat. Have him give you a countdown. 500 feet. John, 400 feet, John. 300 feet, John. Okay, when you get about 300 to 200 feet, take that rod, and I want you to start, boom, boom.
A little pull.
Start pumping that thing, boom, boom, boom. What's happening is that plug's doing this the whole time. Yes, it's putting off vibration. You're catching fish. From time to time, it works good. When you jerk that rod, it's doing the same thing as you would as if you're snook fishing, as if you're trout fishing, as if you're red fishing. When you're taking that plug and you're going boom, boom, that plug's going like this. Darting,
It gets a little
it's doing
flutter.
the same thing down there in 20, 25 foot of water. So you're doing so that it's giving that plug a little bit of extra action, and I promise you that will
That just turns them on.
just absolutely.
They just can't.
And sometimes doing that will also that plug, this lip right here. If you look at a lot of my plugs, the front of that bill is scarred up all to hell because it's bouncing off the bottom a little bit too. So if any of you guys that are bass fishermen or watch a lot of bass fishing videos, you watch guys throw crankbaits a lot of times on riprap and rocks and stuff like. What are they doing? They're going right down that rock, and those crankbaits and those plugs are bouncing right off the rocks. This applies to the same thing out there, and this will drive those fish absolutely crazy. It's puffing up mud, it's kicking up, it really gets their attention. So when that plug's sitting there digging like this, they're going to hit it with the vibration. It's going to trigger that bite. But when that plug, bam, bangs off the bottom, bam, bangs off the bottom like that, doing that erratic, oh my goodness, it's absolutely fun.
Just
Plus,
fires 'em
you're
up.
holding the rod, so you get to feel all the good stuff. Rodney rod holder's not getting all the love.
There you go.
You're getting to do all that stuff. It's a lot better for everyone. It's all good.
Dan, once again, we appreciate you coming back on. This was round 2.
Yep.
Very exciting.
Love to have you back.
Lots of information, guys. That's just not stuff you pick up every day. So that's cool.
Sick knowledge.
And you guys, real quick, I'm going to quiz you two guys.
Oh no! Oh no!
What is your
Whoa.
number one friend out there when you're looking for a grouper spot?
The turtle.
Very good.
Crab trap marker.
Close.
That's number 2.
That's number 2. Yeah, so you've got turtle and crab trap
So when
markers.
you're out there,
because
folks,
they're on bottom.
everybody's asking me, Dan, give me your numbers, give me your numbers.
No.
It's really not that hard. Get yourself a side scan sonar.
Yeah.
Get out there, look for any show, anything that casts a shadow. I like to keep mine zoomed in about 70 foot. Take it out of auto. Put it in a manual setting. If you're fishing 30 foot of water, set it out to about 35 foot of water. If you're in 20 foot of water, set it to about 25. Don't leave it in auto so it's jumping all the time. Set it to a set depth. Leave your side scan out to about 70 feet. That's a sweet spot. It doesn't compress the pictures too much, so you get a good clear image of the bottom. And if you see a sea turtle, hit the mark button, slam on the brakes, do some
Go
looking,
fishing.
start trolling,
Fishing.
go fishing.
Yeah.
He's there for a reason. So that's
Now, what kind of
I'm
depth
gonna
finder
leave
do
it
you
with
use?
I'm a Garmin guy. I
Garmin?
like they're simple. They do everything. It's very, very simple. And they've been good to me all these years.
There you
There's
go.
a lot of other good stuff out there. Trust me, I know, but it's three
Likes
bucks
his
is our
Garmin's.
business. So.
Yeah. Well, man,
All right.
here's a wealth of knowledge for these guys out there that can go do grouper fishing. If you've never done it before, you'll be hooked.
Yeah,
I mean, the same as the fish get hooked. That's what we enjoy. We want to catch fish. And Dan just gave you
A wealth.
all kinds of good
Plethora.
a
as he said.
plethora of knowledge in just a few minutes.
So, Dan, stick around because tonight's question has a little something to do with you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so stick around.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, John,
Yep.
show the detailers what they have an opportunity to win this evening.
All right, so you're going to get a B-52 bomber.
Jim's.
Everybody likes one of those.
Yeah.
You're going to get a Kingfish Pro Rig.
The Kingfish.
Everybody likes that. You're going to get the Mambo mullet. Mambo, get your mullet.
Mambo.
Voodoo shrimps.
Mambo went invisible.
You're
on
going
us.
to get a It's a Catch Protect Your Rod and
There
Reel.
you go.
Everybody needs one of
Catch.
these on their rod and reel. You're going to get a wonderful bag of Snapper Chum brought to you by Aquatic Nutrition.
Yep. That had
And I'll
green
tell you
on it,
what,
too.
because I love you all so much. I'm going to
man.
throw in 2 plugs that I brought tonight.
Wow.
How about that?
What?
I'm going to give you an X-Rap 20 and a CD14 for you shallow water guys.
Look at there.
So look at that. Thanks to
How about it, guys?
They're my sponsor, but they're very good to me, and be sure to tell them thank you.
Yeah.
Lots of their stuff.
And
Captain's
troll
Cove
it.
and all the
Yep.
other places around here. So.
Awesome.
There you go.
Awesome.
Get your
How
business.
about them apples?
All right. All right, boys and girls. Tailors, let me
you
get to
said
the right
boys
page.
and girls. We can't say that anymore.
I know.
You know, you just said that.
Well, you know.
Mhm.
so,
I heard you.
so here we go. We're on the right page.
Mm-hmm.
tonight's question. On the first show, Dan was with us. For those that don't know, he was our very first guest.
Back in time.
Back in the day. On that show, he's made a statement. And he stated how many rocks and wrecks he had on his GPS at the time. He had a magical number, and he said it on that episode. How many wrecks, rocks, spots, all that good stuff. What was on the number of spots he had on his GPS? We need to know that number. So we're taking answers now, and you will win tonight's prize.
Package.
The package. So.
Very interesting.
Let's see if anybody's got.
Did anybody watch
we're
that
getting,
episode?
Oh, wow. Jason, that's a whole lot.
45,000.
Yeah. Dan, do you remember?
I do.
Oh, Dan remembers.
Yeah. Oh, Jacinda. She said she missed that show.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, I'm seeing a lot of.
Ruh-roh.
There's some way off, and there's some. Really? Dave is close. Yeah. There's we can't count that high. I like that. Yep. So guys, there's Taylor's. There's quite a few that are close. 1 million. That is not correct.
Million.
Yep. Sarah, if you're going to go by tens, you got a long way to go. Let's see. Trying to check everybody. Oh,
there he is.
Jesse, you got the first close number there anyway. You're in the neighborhood. The plotter maxes out.
That's 50% of it. True,
Yeah. I think, what do you get on a Garmin? 5,000? Is that what you get on a Garmin?
Close.
Yeah. Let's see. Blackwater's going to be wondering where we're at. Come on, folks. I almost missed this one. No, Jacinda. I know people are going right back right now. They're watching that video. Wake up, John.
I'm waiting for the answer. I'm hungry.
Can I give him a
Study
hint in the
it.
background?
You can give them a hint. It's your number. Oh, let's see. That would add another 0 to it. You'd be in the neighborhood. Boy, it's funny to watch this with the delay because I just saw you. I just shook. Oh, Jace!
You got it.
I see Jace. He's got the right answer. Now I can't say that he's first, but Jace does have the right answer. All right.
So what was the right answer?
3,000.
That's a lie.
3,000 spots at that particular time on that episode. So
Awesome.
3,000 was the answer we were looking for. Jace did have the right answer, not saying he's the winner, but he did have the answer. So guys, again, Dan,
Thank you, guys.
appreciate it much.
Very good.
We're going to go ahead and get on out of here. We Be Tailin' is brought to you by Shasty McNasty Fishing,
Cap's Cove Outfitters,
Naughty Tails,
Cottonmouth Boats,
Jim's Jigs,
Fillets All Blades,
Knothead Tackle Company,
Bull Bay Rods,
The Catch.
Aquatic Nutrition.
Oh, wow. We'll see you guys next week. Sooner or later, we're going to get good at this
That's
stuff.
right. Peace out.
Peace
baby.
out, guys. Love you. Out.